Yo, people, welcome back to All You Can Eat Chelsea. A little bit of a different crew and cast today. Special guest Guni in the building. Brother, I knew I was going to give you the floor at the beginning because we spoke. So I'm going to give it to you straight away because what we witnessed today was catastrophic, I would say, putting it lightly, to be honest.
So here's my thing. Before today, I really thought that we had reached rock bottom on several occasions. On several occasions, we have been embarrassed. We have been humiliated by this club. But today was the straw that definitely broke the camel's back. And that camel will never, ever walk again. For me, at least, anyway. Burnley struggling for relegation. Manager sent off, players sent off in the first half, may I add. And yet, we still come out lucky to get a point. Because let me tell you something. The dying minutes of that game, they should have scored. If that was the reverse and we had missed that opportunity, I would have been absolutely fuming. Yes, we could talk about Raheem Sterling, but I'm specifically talking about Burnley. Burnley FC, this club that has literally been the whipping boys the majority of the season for most clubs. And do you know, I have said this time and time and time again. Pochettino is the problem, but he's the smallest problem. The squad is a problem, more of a problem than Pochettino. But the biggest problem is the recruitment team and the ownership. And you know why today I'm very disappointed? Why I'm very disappointed with the Chelsea fans that actually went to the game. Today was the day that we should have stormed the fucking pitch. I'm sorry, I said I wasn't going to swear, but I'm now getting upset. That's the last swear word I'm going to say. But today was the day that we should have stormed that pitch and we should have made some noise. Those goals on both sides should have been ripped from their roots. Today was the day where you should say enough is enough. A message is being sent today. Because do you know why I'm saying this? Do you know why I'm saying that we should have stormed the pitch? Because we gave them the opportunity to speak to the CST face to face. And do you know what they did to us? They gave us some generic letter that covered absolutely the bare minimum of what was written to them. And they still refused to meet them face to face to listen to our concerns. This is why I am going to this extreme measure. They do not respect you. They do not respect me. They don't respect Younes. They don't respect the people in the chat that are Chelsea fans. They don't respect the match-going fans. They don't respect nothing. They don't care about us. If they don't care about us, why should they listen to us? Do you know who does listen to their fans who have won nothing but a League Cup in the last 20 or plus years? Daniel Levy. At least this guy's got the balls to go and talk to the fans after winning nothing and hoodwinking these guys. He's got some kind of front to go and speak to those fans, at least as a man. These guys refuse to do that. So what? So this is the thing. The only thing that's left for us is for us to make the noise. We have to make the noise. The people going to the games, those are the guys that are going to make the most noise because they're there in the flesh, in person. The internet will always come secondary to what's going on because we are not televised the way these games are. How many more humiliations are we going to have to go through before those toxic positive fans? Because at this point, your positivity is killing us. So at what stage are you going to say enough is enough? Past 20 years, the most successful club in England. The most feared club in Europe. Barcelona, Pep Guardiola era hated coming to Chelsea. The best teams in the world hated coming to Chelsea. Pure fear factor we had. And now we're just a bunch of puppies kicking ball. Now we're just a bunch of youth with no experience at the highest level, just kicking ball, learning on the job. As Younes says, with nobody there to look up to. How are these players going to reach the expectations that many of you toxic positive fans have? One day they'll become a world-class player. Where? Do we have the infrastructure to make them that? Who do they look to become world-class? Because you need world-class examples to at least imitate it. Where are you going to get it from? We don't have anybody. Coaching staff, we don't have that. Sporting directors, we don't have that. They come from mid-table mediocrity. That's the experience that they have. They shouldn't have even been hired in the first place. Look at all the signings that they've made. 2 of them have come out with the highest level of expectation. If I can even say that. Cole Palmer being one of them, undoubtedly. Malo Gusto, he's been very good. They have exceeded expectation for us. How many more can you count that have done the same thing? You can't, can you? At the ratio of the amount of players that they've bought, that is failure. So how are these owners justifying themselves keeping these guys at their home, picking these players? How are they, even more importantly, justified keeping this philosophy that they are strangling this club with? Something that has never, ever worked in the history of football. Learn on the job in the most difficult league in Europe? Since when? And then you expect results, expect us to get Europe? I knew we was never going to get Europe. I look at the quality of these players. I don't have belief in 90% of them. And that's not even their fault. I'm at a point where I feel terrible speaking about them, because at the end of the day, they're all offered a lifetime opportunity to play for one of the biggest clubs in Europe. Who's going to say no to that if you've been training from a kid all your life to reach the heights? You've made it there now. But you have been failed by the owners. Because when you go to one of the top clubs in the world, you're supposed to be able to have the infrastructure to develop that way. Not enough of them are. Only 2 of them for me I'm looking at. Majority of them injured. Our medical team, what is going on there? What is the rehabilitation process? Get them on a wheelchair and push them off the stairs. As I saw in one animation. You saw it with Newcastle today. Honestly, with Newcastle, the amount of injuries they had on the pitch, I thought that our medical staff had gone there for work experience for the week. Everything from top to bottom is a shambles. Yeah. And until we fans who put money in their pockets say enough is enough, they are going to continue. They're going to continue the way they've been continuing. And you know what they're going to do? They're going to further take the piss. They're going to further rotate every so years to take their 20 million or however many million it is a year for us to get worse. And then on top of that, they're going to charge us more money to watch the team that we love while our performances go down like this. What point are you guys and all of us going to wake up until we protest, until we make noise, until we get the games cancelled? Because we cannot continue like this. This is not mine or your Chelsea. 18 months we've gone down this rabbit hole and we're not stopping. Falling like a brick from the Empire State Building. When is it going to end? When is it going to get to a point where we're going to talk? Or when not even talk, where we're going to do action? Because Strasbourger taken to the streets. They've got flipping banners on their motorways and thing.
Tomorrow,
they're going to be doing their protests. Why are we not with them? When have we become so passive in England that we're just going to roll over and allow these things to happen? Why is it that when these things happen in other countries in Europe, they don't have it? They throw things on the pitch, they protest, they turn cars over, they do the mad thing. But us, we sit here like this, or we walk out 10 minutes before the game, shaking our heads. We need to grow some balls. If I was there, I swear down on everything that I love. You guys know I don't come here and lie. I would not care about a lifetime ban. I would storm that pitch. I'd be at minimum asking questions. And that's for the sake of my club. I would make that sacrifice for my club so we can do better. Something needs to be done.
At no level are we performing to the standard. Not on the pitch, not in the medical room, not financially, because we've got that over our head. The next season, the excuse potentially could be deducted points. That's the context as to why we can't finish in a proper position. Every single pillar of this club, we are way below the level. It's ridiculous. Before coming into this game, 3-4 extra injuries again. They are now on Indeed looking for a new head of medical. How do I know they're going to pick the right person? I can't trust them to pick the right person. Did they not hire that guy that had to get sacked a few months later for what was it? What was the reasoning? His last names begin with G. I don't want to misspeak. But he was hired from Manchester City, I believe, and then he had to be fired a few months later for something. I can't fathom today, Younes, how we drop points to Burnley at home. And can I just say, Pochettino at the end of the season has to leave. I've said this against Wolves already, but just to reiterate, if people don't hear me, because I don't like to repeat myself. I said against Wolves, the manager needs to go, the directors need to go. If I had changed my mind, I would have made a video saying so. I haven't changed my mind. Nothing I've seen so far has changed my mind, I'm afraid. Pochettino, pre-match, is talking about the data says we should be fourth. If that isn't a puppet, I don't know what is. And I said already, if I don't agree with what is being transmitted through the top level in terms of the hierarchy, I can't have a manager who's regurgitating that bullshit to the crowd. I can't have it. This guy has been fighting the fan base in his press conferences for weeks. No one said anything. International break was dead quiet. He comes out fighting again. Yeah. He's putting his hands up, fighting the fan base in press conferences week after week after week, talking about Liverpool, talking about Klopp, talking about Pep, talking about Man City, talking about now data says we're going to be fourth. What does the data say today? Probably says we should have won because we had higher XG and more possession. Truth of the matter is we went punch for punch with Burnley, just like we went punch for punch with Leeds, just like we went punch for punch with Leicester, just like we got absolutely slapped up by injury-stricken Middlesbrough, just like we needed Enzo Fernandez to score and a goalkeeper mistake against Wimbledon. When we come up against shit teams that we should be absolutely peppering, I was in a good mood yesterday. I said, you know what, we're going to win the game. We're going to win the game. It's Burnley. They're second from bottom. They don't have their most dangerous attacker in Datro Fofana because he's ineligible. And we still struggle. And we could have lost. James Rodriguez hit the crossbar. Yep. Petrovic had to make saves, and he wasn't even good today. We actually could have lost. Not taking our chances is nothing new to us, but we could have lost the game. We actually could have lost at home to 10-man Burnley, and we had nothing to complain about. The penalty that we got was soft. Wasn't even a penalty. Very soft. The sending off, harsh. Lucky against Burnley at home. Sickening. Honestly, very sickening.
And that still didn't save us. And you know what, man, adds insult to injury, because I'm with you. I was coming into this thinking, surely not. You know, like, I've been super critical of this club and the way that we're running and all of that. But even I, on my preview yesterday, was like, nah, 3-1 win. You know, 3-0, 2-0, somewhere there, we'll win because it's Burnley and they're 19th. And it's at home and surely, you know, they don't have Fofana, surely. Nah. With Chelsea find a new way to get a new low. And I don't understand how it gets to that. It's insane to find new lows like this, where we thought we've hit rock bottom, and then we figure out that nah, there's a new low. There's a new floor that you can get to. There's a new way. That you can go even further downwards. I didn't expect the loss or the draw. In this case, it feels like a loss. But what adds insult to injury? Let's just put things into perspective. We didn't lose to just Burnley. To just Burnley.
A loss.
Well, it's the worst result of the season. I don't know about you guys. It's the worst result of the season. In my head, it's a loss.
I struggle to rank them, bro. The Man United game was an embarrassment. You know, this is another embarrassment.
No, this takes the biscuit. This
takes the mick, and this takes the mick. Why? Because this wasn't just Burnley. If this was just Burnley, 11 men, Chelsea, Burnley, finishes 2-2, that's still unacceptable. But today was Chelsea 2, 10 men, managerless, Burnley, who were 1-0 down, and then they got hit with all those circumstances, and they managed to come back twice. On top of that, as Craig Bellamy correctly said after the game, this is a Burnley team who is the youngest team in the Premier League. We're second. They follow the same model as we do on a more minute level, but they use the same AI scouting network as we do. Yeah. We're in the same umbrella. We lost to we drew at home to a 19th place, 10-man managerless AI scout, same network, Burnley. This is the levels that we've completely bottled everything on.
Company was also in our shortlist, remember? This is 2 of the 3 managers squaring up today.
Yep, it was.
Yeah.
Craig Bellamy.
So today sums everything up. Today sums everything up about the entire state of the football club. I go back to this because I agree with what Guni said. By the way, I thought you nailed every single thing you've just said there, Guni, if I'm being honest. Fair play. Yeah, you smashed that. And I don't have more to add to that because you've said everything that I would have want to say as well. But what I will say, there needs to be a realization in terms of this isn't a footballing problem on the pitch in its entirety. This goes beyond that. People need to step out and look at the overall picture because this is the direction that we've been heading in for the past 18 months, and we're going to continue in that manner. And like you alluded to earlier on, Matisse, you're completely right. They're going to keep using these narratives or PR to throw in everyone's faces to try and justify why we are where we are in order to continue down the same path. And it can't be done. It can't be done, and we can't allow that. Simple as that, because it's not going to work. It's never worked, and it will never work in football. So we need to talk about the context of the way that the entire football club is being run, because we can try and pick player for player. But I agree. I don't want to blame players because they've had an opportunity to join, as they know, Chelsea Football Club, as we knew Chelsea Football Club, and they've done it. And fair play to them, right? They've had an opportunity, a contract offer, they've come. Do they have the levels to perform? We're only seeing a couple of them hitting the levels that we would deem acceptable. And we deem acceptable. We haven't got anyone that's really hitting proper standard, but taking benefit of the doubt, players like Palmer, Gusto, doing it. Fair play. But that's all we can really take. Petrovic to an extent too. That's all we can really take. But how did these players get assembled in the first place? Now, that's where some people would then turn to, for example, Sterling's missed what he's missed today, or we've had players that are missing chances and whatnot. We've missed tons of chances. Yet, why are we missing those tons of chances? Why is it not just the fact that we're missing chances? Today was a case where we're hitting the ball straight to the keeper, straight to the keeper, straight to the keeper, straight to the keeper. Then Sterling misses an open header, right? Why are we performing at these levels? We're performing at these levels because this is what we brought in. This is the level that we have at this club. This is what we've left in this football club, in this football team. So there's that. That needs to be addressed through recruitment and through the direction that we've taken. Then you can talk about Poch. Well, Poch is a byproduct. Like, we can all agree. I think Poch needs to go, 100%. I think that's basically common knowledge now. But what happens after we get rid of Poch? Exactly. That's my question. Exactly. Because after we get rid of Poch, I know for a fact if these people are going to keep going down the same route that they're going down, we're going to get the next bottle job, yes man, into the job, just like we had with Graham Potter. And we thought, get rid of Potter, get Poch in, cool. That's not to justify keep Poch. I'm not saying that. The only way to rectify the situation is for the club to acknowledge that they have to go and, look, replace the directors 100%, change the entire strategy, get some world class in. It's the only way we're going to start hitting levels again. And that's including the manager. But that's why it proves it's not just the manager. And this isn't just a footballing issue. The infrastructure at the club is a mess. And it goes all the way to the top in terms of the way that everything is assembled, the roles that people have, the execution that everyone's trying to do at the club. And it's a mess. It's no surprise that we're seeing this on this level now, even though we keep hitting new lows, and it's quite impressive in terms of how we're hitting these new lows. But this is a consequence of what we are doing in terms of the direction of the club. Everything else is a byproduct. So the reason why we have a Poch as a manager, we have these players that are these levels, or it's because of the entire direction that we've gone in. Change the direction. The problem is they're not budging. And then when we try and voice concern, or we try and put up things like the CST have acknowledged, or we start seeing bodies and people starting to make noise or whatnot, what do we get? PR.
Well, look what the fans advisory board came out with. That was this is two things this week that have come from ownership, right? Pochettino and his data bullshit. I've never heard him speak on data in any of his previous jobs as some sort of reasoning as to where they are in terms of the position of the table. And also the fans advisory board, who are basically now in cahoots with the ownership because they have been selected to be in that. It's the most bullshit role I've ever seen in my life. Because you're not going to hold them accountable. You're not going to question them. You're not going to hold them to any standard. This is why I've said with these owners, you have to come out and you have to be transparent about the direction that you want to go in, and you need to put some steps down. Because if you don't, then we can't hold you to account for anything, because it's just waffling and it's just PR and it's just pissing in the wind. Yeah, they're the ones that hire everybody below them. I said at the start of this season, right? If this season doesn't go well, they are the common denominator. They have been here for the entire time that we have been mid-table.
Yep.
It's not to say that we have to win the league. I don't want to hear Pochettino talking about the old Chelsea bullshit. We saw the Chelsea before Roman, the Vialis, the Zolas. No, don't try that. Don't try that shit with us. Again, Pochettino has become a mouthpiece for this ownership, because these are the conversations that they must have behind the scenes. The data, the metrics, the old Chelsea, the fans are impatient. They don't get it. We just need to go with it and just stay the course. It's honestly delusional at this point.
Yeah, 100%.
And like you just said, if Pochettino's sacked, which, cool, no problem, but who are these guys going to bring in? You can't trust them to bring anybody in, because we know exactly what the shortlist will be. The shortlist will be managers that will, once again, massage the ego, play the game, and go along with what they envision. The collaboration, that's the word, collaboration. They're not going to bring in any manager that's going to go against that. They're not going to bring in any manager that's going to question that. So what caliber of manager, what quality of manager are we even going for? On top of that, we need to humble ourselves. We're now 11th. I'm sorry. Anybody who comes to this club in the summer of any quality, I'm questioning you. Like, are you okay in the head? Because we're not paying you the highest wages. We're not in Europe. And we're not performing for back-to-back seasons. So what would you be coming here for anyway? So all of these links to all of these top names and these players, top managers, we've now put ourselves in a position where why would they come here? This board have already shown they're not easy to work with in the past. Now it's the directors that are spearheading it, and their obsession, their absolute obsession, extremism with the under 25 model is insane. As Guni said earlier, you have to balance out your squad. You have to. How can you continue to keep dropping youth on top of youth on top of youth? It's crazy. Any managers have to develop no manager wants to develop all these players. I think there was a clip that went out today, and they hit him with a question, and it said, "It's too many young players." Yeah, too many young players. Yeah. But the thing is, you could see he held back. He didn't want to speak too much. He bit his tongue. He bit his tongue. Yeah, I saw a lot. We literally watched him bite his tongue. Bite his tongue on that question. Of course, there's too many young players, but I don't want to say anything.
He can't speak.
Yeah, can't speak.
But this is the thing. If, like, in his situation, I understand if you can't speak, but try your best to do something indirectly then. Like, send some sort of signal out. Let us know that you're on the same page, that you've acknowledged the situation. He's not doing that. In fact, he's doubled down at times.
He's doubled down,
You can see he's not happy in some certain aspects, but trust the process and this model, and it's going to be okay, and don't worry, and we will win the league even if we're not here. What the hell is that? Or top 4 on the data, like, what are you doing? So this is the problem. This is the whole problem. And you know what's funny? We go back to that point that you mentioned about the FAB And obviously, they've been constructed by the ownership to try and put out some sort of fake picture, as far as I'm concerned. This is how I'm going to say it. I think it's a fake optimism and a fake picture to give the fans some sort of belief that there's a direct connection from within the club. That's not the case. And today proved it, because Nizar Kinsella himself said that he wanted to go and attend today's FAB meeting pre-match,
nope.
right? And what happened? They cancelled. And why did they cancel? Because they wanted to use the space. The club wanted to use that space for hospitality instead. Whereas post-game, the CST have had their normal agenda meeting go as planned. And in fact, pre-game, they actually had a space dedicated to, I think, some sort of mental health initiative that was happening near the bridge. You can see who's really in it for the genuine, the genuine reasons for the fan.
Yeah.
And for actually trying to do what's best for the club and its supporters. It's incredible. It's incredible, but it's no surprise. And this is what I'm saying. This angle needs to stop, and it's only going to end up running out at some point soon. This whole, stick this person to do the dirty work. No, you write that letter. No, you say that. Release that article. Say this. That's only going to end up going on for a short amount of time, because people are already sussing. A lot of people have already figured out, hey, you know what? You lot pump out a lot of PR and you try to cover your skin whenever something goes wrong. A lot of people figured that out, and it's only going to run its course for a short amount of time before everyone flips and realizes that you're just lying at this point. So take it head on, stop hiding away, and stop getting other people to do your dirty work, and face the music. Like the CST have said, come and let's have a face-to-face and let's put everything on the table, because we need to discuss where is this club going and what plans do you have. That way we can try and ease the entire fan base. Till we do that, this shambles is only going to continue.
Project 2030, we was told.
This is it. But right now, every single signal that they're sending out shows that they're doubling down. Don't care. They're just continuing. They're flipping nuts. They're flipping crazy.
Can I add, just specifically on the match? Why is Madueke marking a centre-back? How many fucking times do I have to see the zonal marking, guys? I've never liked zonal marking, I've never liked it. Even when I load up Football Manager, I don't use it. I hate it, bro, because it is, again, much like, do you know what's so consistent with this club? There's no accountability anywhere.
Nowhere.
There's no accountability on who takes the penalties. There's no accountability on who's marking who in the set pieces. There's no accountability on the post-match in terms of the result and the tactics. There's no accountability anywhere. Everything is, I watched Mrs. Review, everything is hypothetical. Everything is about potentially the data and what it shows. How on a set piece is Madueke marking a centre-back? And you know what's so funny? We conceded, and guess when Rodriguez hit the bar, who was Madueke marking again, the centre-back? It's comical at this point. We've been seeing it all season. And then they have the audacity. Pochettino has the audacity, I believe. If I'm wrong, check me in the chat. But as I heard, he didn't want really a set piece coach a few weeks or months ago because he's happy with the way that they're going about business as the current group. And then it seems like the board have override him by bringing in the Brentford set piece coach. And then he says he's happy. However, he doesn't really want too many new staff coming in, etc. You need to let me work. How can you have these set pieces continue to go on? Defensively, we've been shocking this season in every single way, shape, and form. But how can you allow these set pieces to keep happening? You don't even tweak it, and you don't think you need a set piece coach. If Madueke is marking a centre back, what do you expect Madueke to really be doing? He got blocked. He got blocked off and left behind. What's the thinking behind that? Someone said perfectly on Twitter, players score from set pieces, zones don't. Zones don't score goals. Players do. Yeah? Zones don't score goals. Players do. Watch the player. Watch the ball. Two things. Where's your player? Where's the ball? Those are the only two things. Fuck your zone. I'm not interested in your zone. I hate zonal marking. I really do.
Yeah.
It might work for some. It might work for others. But with this group, shocking. Especially a group that lacks height. There's a lack of height in the team. Well, then you need to get touch tight. Start making it difficult for people. Because you're not going to be able to defend your zone if you ain't got the height. You're just going to get run up on. That's what's happening.
You see, this is where there's a genuine mix of problems. There's a mix of issues here where you look to the manager to try and correct something like that, and it's not being corrected. You look to the players to try and take some initiative, but have we got any leadership, expertise, experience? Have we got any of that? No.
Nope.
On top of that, there's a lot of young players. Are some of them even physically at the level that they need to be to compete against some of these brothers in the Premier League that are just flipping monsters? No. You see how there's a collective mix of issues and micro issues that generate these sort of situations and scenarios. This is where it doesn't come to just one issue and one person to blame. There's a collective amount of problems that it's like a virus. It's just spread. It's spread across everything and everyone. And there isn't really one person to take accountability. You mentioned there's one person that actually took it today, and fair play, and that was Cole Palmer. And he's the one that's actually delivering on some sort of level. Post-match, he actually come out and said how we made it easy for them. We were complacent. We came off the gas. It's unacceptable. We can't be playing like that every week. We can't.
I'll even read this. Let me find this quote because it was a brilliant quote. So
Go for it. Yeah.
One of the only good things that came from today was the mentality of Cole Palmer, and you can tell because look what club he's come from. He's come from Manchester City. So.
I was going to say. So what happens if this madness continues and what we're doing now goes into a third season? Do you think Cole Palmer's sticking around?
Not just Cole Palmer, Malo Gusto, Reece James, anything good that we've got at our club.
Real Madrid need a right back, guys. Real Madrid need a right back. Don't forget.
And what happens when we get rid of those players? What happens?
Boom. We can't replace them with
mission accomplished. We've now become Brighton. Game over. Finished.
We're not going to get players of that quality again.
No.
There you go. With this current philosophy at the club, we'll never get players of that quality again. Never. Our ambition will be in the ghetto. I'm telling you right now.
It'll be done. We'll be looking for the next 18-year-old to try and grow and get to that level. That way we can sell, because that'll be the new model implemented. It's finished.
The quote was, it's poor. It can't happen, especially when they go down to 10 men. We're too comfortable. We got too comfortable. Same story. We kill ourselves every week. We've got to improve as players. We seriously need consistency if we want to do something. 10 men, I mean, it's just incredible, guys. Like, there's just layers on top of layers on top of layers of embarrassment today. They had 10 men for more than half the game. Manager was up in the stands because he was sent off.
Yeah. At the bridge.
And we're at home. And we're 1-0 up.
And we bottled it twice.
And then we're 2-1 up. So we bottled it twice. Not once, twice.
Yeah.
Twice.
It doesn't get lower. The only way it gets lower is if Sheffield United come and do the same thing. It's incredible. It's incredible, man. Club's in the gutter. Club's in the gutter.
Do you want to know something interesting? 17 goals conceded in 7 games. That's us. 17 goals conceded in 7 games. That's more than 2 goals a game on average.
So there's a lot of people making the Thiago Silva point today. I don't know how you guys stand on that, right? I met Thiago Silva at Cobham a couple of days ago. I think I did the similar type of thing Younes was at last year. I don't know what's worse when you went and when I went, because last season I think we had 39 points at this stage. I saw a graphic. This season we got 40 points. We're amortizing the points. We're improving by a point every season. So in about 50 years, according to this project and process, we'll win the league. We'll win the league because you need about 90. So I'm working it out like that. I didn't see Poch because it was a very, very light session. It wasn't even a session.
Did you not see Poch?
No, there was barely any players. Some coming back late. It was a muck about. It wasn't even a proper session, and it was pissing down with rain as well. So on Thiago Silva, right? Some people are saying, right, he should be in the team. This is what happens when you don't have him. I think he played in the game we got slapped up at Liverpool. Apples and oranges. For me, this season for Thiago Silva was about you start, you ingrain your knowledge, your leadership, your standards on this team. And as the season goes on, he should be able to be faded out, especially if he's leaving at the end of the season. How much of a mess are we in when we're saying we're relying upon is he 39?
39. Yeah.
30,
40.
30 people, a 39-year-old has to come in and he has to play every game now, because if he doesn't play, we're fucked. When he's leaving at the end of the season, when he's meant to be in the, swan song of his career. And on top of that, Lawrence Stewart has brought in 2 centre-backs from Monaco that have played together many, many times. And they come together today and look like shit together.
Oh, but why are you surprised? Because they almost relegated Monaco.
How can
that centre-back pairing?
How can these two not have chemistry?
How can those two be at Chelsea is the question.
How can they not have chemistry?
Bro. This is true. And look, can I say on Thiago Silva, because this has to be acknowledged, right? Even Thiago Silva, even with that, it's not a footballing problem. Thiago Silva won't play for Chelsea again.
You don't think? See, this is what I was thinking in my preview. Will he get a game today?
Nah,
he's not going to. You don't think he'll play another game?
Look, since the whole thing happened with his missus, we saw what happened. That's it. He was done, and him and his missus have refused to. She didn't want to take down what she posted.
No,
she stuck to her guns.
She did take. In the end, she had to retract a little bit, though, didn't she? In the follow-up,
she put up a following post, like saying, like, we're supportive and all of that and whatnot. But that is the catalyst for what went down with Thiago Silva. Even up until recently, Thiago Silva wasn't first in line, even in training. Let alone what now he's with the group and it's kind of as it was before. But we won't see him play again. And in fact, we've not got long left of the season anyway. And he's going. We know this. He's going. So even for him, like, has he got anything to lose? No. Have we got anything to really lose? No. It's one of those things. But the one thing that he does bring in certain situations is that experience, is that level head, is that expertise. The only thing that goes against him is his legs, perhaps, and his speed, because he's 40, for goodness sake. So we shouldn't be in a situation where we're having to try and rely on someone that age. We just shouldn't. That just shouldn't be the case whatsoever. The fact we're even having the conversation is pretty crazy. But the fact that we're having the conversation shows that he's the only little bit of sort of leadership experience we have. My concern is that he'll leave, and what do we do after? And we don't get anyone in.
Watch this. If you don't have an experienced defender in your back line, at least you should be able to rely on your goalkeeper to marshal that defense. But look who our goalkeeper is. How much experience does this guy have? And from what league does he have experience? The MLS. You lot know goalkeepers, the experienced ones, they help marshal their defense.
I was actually speaking to Pochettino about that on Thursday, and he said, I said to him, how do you keep your concentration in goal? Obviously, because he played for Chelsea, defensively resolute, and you don't have many saves to make. And he says, you spend your time marshalling defense, make sure everybody's in the right positions, communicating. That's how you stay switched on. That's what you do. You don't just stand there and chill, relax, shout in the crowd with Ramsdale, whatever he does to stay concentrated. No, you're meant to be marshalling. You're meant to be marshalling. It's very difficult. Very, very difficult to see. I said a while ago, I said it in the comments, because big up Marvo, one of the mods. He says, listen, hopefully we can get some consistency towards the end of the season. I said, truthfully, we're not going to get any consistency. It's not going to happen.
Nope.
No chance. Absolutely no chance. You're not getting any consistency. If you're banking on any consistency, then cash out, because you're not getting it. Just exactly. that today is another reaffirmation of you're not getting any consistency from this side. It's not happening. Even in the games that you think are winnable and look favorable, that can happen. You up against Burnley, second from bottom against 10 men, you think it's finished. I thought, have to win that now, surely. Half-time, right, let's roll. Let's go and get the second and third, and then we can start getting Cassidy on Washington. Also, I said on this very show, that January window was a Hall of Shamer.
It was.
We did the same shit. We did the same shit last season when we hired Lampard for Potter. Sack off the season like idiots. When really, get your head straight, you can actually salvage something. We weakened our team in January. Who does that? Mid-table, and you weaken your team. Washington. Washington doesn't come on today. We need a goal. He's 6'2". We're getting crosses into the box. No Washington. Why? I don't know. Maybe he's not ready. I don't really care.
Jackson had a stinker.
Cassidy was brought back from Leicester.
Yeah,
Cassidy.
exactly. For that reason,
Cassidy?
not bad.
Where's Cassidy? Well, we can't use him. No.
Why? This is my question: why is he even Matisse? Why is he even an option now in this stage of his career? Why is he even an option?
Exactly. But these are the people we brought back,
and this is what we have.
Can't even use them.
Listen to the names that we're calling out here. We're asking, why didn't David Washington come on? Why is he here? Why didn't Cassidy come on? Why is he here? Why is he not getting his development elsewhere week in, week out at bare minimum? Why are they here?
Sign too many young players, run out of slots. Imagine the stupidity.
Mental. It's suicide.
Imagine signing too many young players for no reason, by the way, because you could just sign the ones you want, the ones that you rate at the highest level. Take your time, by the way. You can spread this over 10 years. You don't have to do it all now because there's always going to be new young players, as I keep saying. Don't need to just pile them up now. Look, your Miles 16 now. I bet you want him. There's always going to be another one. And then next year, there'll be another 16-year-old that you'll be like, fuck me, you should have got him. Endrick, whatever. But to have too many young players on the books is hilarious and not have enough places to put them. Whilst the multi-club model stands at one club. Crazy. Do you know how stupid that is? It's just diabolical. I didn't even cover these transfers. Washington, I'm not covering it because why are you here? Really?
Who are you?
Who are you? Really now? Well and truly, who are you? Why are you here? Why have we spent 20 million on you? Don't understand.
Oh, and we're not done. We're looking at
then we want to cry about depth.
Messinho, this guy from Palmeiras.
Yeah, 16. But he's a fear of missing out. We must sign that one.
How old is this kid, and will he be able to contribute immediately?
16. So he'll be here
16.
in
2 years.
2 years.
He's 16, and he's not played a full 90 minutes yet.
Yeah. He's not played a full 90 minutes. No.
He's played.
How much?
He played five senior matches as of now. So before it was 1, that was bad enough. Now it's 5, but if you accumulate all the minutes, it's still not 90 minutes. I think it's 82 minutes or 85 minutes or something.
How much are they asking for? What is the price tag? I know it. I just want to know if you guys. 60 million. Okay, cool.
60 million euros, just like Endrick.
Now, let me flip this. Oh, but Real Madrid and Barca are gonna go for these guys.
It's different. It's different.
Are we Real Madrid? Do we have Toni Kroos and Luka Modric? Are we top of the league?
They can afford to do this.
Exactly.
Are we sorted? Are we good? Do we have Mbappe coming in? No, we don't. Not in the same position.
World Cup winners, Champions League winners all over the bloody gaff.
Comparisons, by the way, like you said earlier, better environment to put them in so they will reach their potential. Not the bullshit we're doing to kill them. You think just because the same player can live and die in 2 different environments. If I put a polar bear in fucking Africa, he dies. He dies.
Exactly.
If I put a lion in the Antarctic, he dies. 2 environments, same thing. That really actually makes sense in football. Get your heads around that. That really makes sense in football. You can have different environments for the same object or same human being, same whatever, and it changes the whole landscape. If I put a plant in the cupboard, it dies. It's the same plant I had on the windowsill. That's how it works. You cannot have just 16-year-olds coming out every single year into this side and think that in this toxic environment where we don't even have a stadium that's even, cheering their players on at this point, you think that's going to work for them whilst they're acclimatizing, leaving their families from Brazil? You must be absolutely tapped if you think that's going to work.
It's madness. But do you know what's crazy? Even more crazy to me. Do you know what 60 million can buy you on a senior level? You can buy Champions League quality players for that kind of money. You can go to I'm not saying that they'll take it, but it's a starting point. Or maybe you can throw in a Disasi or someone shit like that and say, listen, what are you saying about Bastoni? We need somebody. We need a quality centre back.
He ain't coming here. Reject us. No.
I know, but this is the thing. This is the kind of money that we're talking about here. You can go to West. Look, big up Jack Mannion. Although we're not going to get Kudus for 40 million, but you might be able to get Paqueta for 60 or 50. And we're going to Messinho.
But now we
listen,
won't be able to
there's
get
no-
these players. Now we won't be able to
the-
get some of these players because they'll be like, why the hell would I go there? Or why would I go there on those wages that you're going to pay me because you want to pay me half of what I could make somewhere else? Because you need to keep cutting costs because you're out of Europe and you're out of this and you're out of that. This is the same stadium we've always had, the same capacity we've always had. The only thing that's changed is there's no European football, which means there's less TV revenue, which means there's less money. It's going to get really squeaky bum time for this board on a financial aspect.
And even on that level, we're talking about these sort of players. And I agree, these are the sort of players we should be targeting. Even if you want to try and salvage something, take the bullet. But the data doesn't say so. So the data says something, you go with the data.
This summer's going to be, it's going to be horrific. It's going to be a horrific summer. Yeah. Osimhen is looking at this and saying, I ain't coming here.
Please.
We're not getting no Osimhen.
Osimhen in my backside, bro. Please.
We're not getting no Osimhen.
Come on.
We're not getting anybody.
We're not getting anyone.
Bro, we're at a point where I'm even seeing fans that have given up so much. They're saying, you know what? If we can't afford a striker, bring back Lukaku and start him. I'm actually seeing this on the socials.
Yeah.
Can I just preface this, right? Has Lukaku demonstrated to be a leader of men? Has he demonstrated to be someone when we're 10th with all of these young, inconsistent players with bad decision making that won't make that pass or won't make that cross, overhit this? Is he going to throw his arms up in the air or is he going to play ball? Because let me tell you something. What we don't need right now is fucking drama amongst the players. That's the only thing that is keeping us in this position. If we had any toxicity in the playing group, sink us further.
Hold on, I've got to address something. I've got to address something from something in the chat. Now, me bringing up Osimhen does not mean that I rate this guy as one of the best strikers out there, right? Because people are telling me stop hyping up Osimhen. Listen, Osimhen has not been my first choice striker. Absolutely not. I've said it on my Twitter. I've said it on videos that I do not consider this guy as a top level world beater of a striker. Just had to make that clear in case people start conflating things together. That is not.
Do you know what? Guni messages me every time an Osimhen link pops up and tells me I don't want him. Without fail.
There you go.
So if there's someone who doesn't want him and you think I think it's me, it's also Guni as well. I can tell you that for sure. But it doesn't matter because we're not getting him. That's the really important part.
That's the point.
That's the key point. That's the key point to take away from that little we are not getting him.
As to why we are where we are.
We cannot afford alone. We cannot compete. We cannot. Do you understand?
We can't.
We cannot.
We're never getting Ivan Toney. Even if we wanted Toney at this point, we're not getting Ivan Toney. Because Toney wants to take a step up from his club. Moving to Chelsea at this point in time is not really much of a step up. Let's have it right. Let's be real.
Yeah. Yep.
Brace yourself for summer, people.
To shambles.
Unless
Premier League's finished today anyway. Finished.
unless we as fans, like I said, force these owners to make a drastic change, a complete 180 change. Could forget about this club achieving anything of note. You can forget about it because I'm telling you now, we're not winning no FA Cup. Let's be serious. We're not winning no FA Cup. On top of that, Gusto's injured as well.
Yeah, he won't play on Thursday, that's for sure. So what are we doing against United? Disassi right back?
And we've got this.
And is Gusto actually injured? Oh, for fuck's
He's
sake.
injured.
He's injured. And then we've got this Alsatian that has to play every single week in our midfield with that diabolical performance that we saw today. Then we've got this guy up top that people keep still to this day trying to convince me we should keep Jackson. He should be one of us. No, this is not the standard. This is not the level that we should be looking to at Chelsea Football Club. Exactly. We should not be talking about in 2, 3, 4 years' time, this could happen. We shouldn't be talking about that. We should be talking about this guy is the player right now. This guy is the player that can deliver the business right now. His second choice is the one that might come good in 2, 3, whatever years' time.
That's the point. If he was second choice on the money that he costs, which is just humble and reasonable 30 mil, then we wouldn't have a problem. The problem is that all of these young players that have come in, bar Gusto and Palmer so far, they're bench players and squad players, right?
Yep.
And if they were just exactly that and getting drip feed some minutes and then put some world-class experience around them as well, they wouldn't look so bad because they wouldn't be so influential. They wouldn't be so influential. But because they're key men, key starters, it's a big problem. Because
do you know how deep it is?
When they're inconsistent and they're middling out, we're middling out in the table. And then obviously the manager, do
you know how deep it is? Do you know how deep it is? If we were a properly run club, Cole Palmer wouldn't be seeing as many minutes as he's seeing now. It should be a similar situation to Manchester City. That's not a knock on the player, but that should be highlighting the quality that we should be having on the pitch. Nobody saw this coming with Cole Palmer, not even the scouting department. I'm telling you right now, they
didn't have him as first choice. They had Elise as first choice. Remember, they wanted to sign Elise, and Elise was going to come here while he was injured. And the only reason why he didn't is because Crystal Palace tried to take us to court.
Yeah,
exactly.
He had that hostage photo at Palace signing the contract.
So we can I just say we almost signed another player to be in the medical room because I'm telling you right now, Elise wouldn't play. He wouldn't play many
100%,
games.
100%.
Yeah, he wouldn't play many games for us.
Do you remember the time when Mo Salah and Kevin De Bruyne and these guys couldn't get a sniff?
They couldn't get in the team.
Why is that? Because the quality ahead of them was on the next level. High. This is why I say this about Cole Palmer. As much as I appreciate this guy's talent, he would not be starting in an elite squad. Even if he went to Real Madrid right now, right? Where's he going to start? He's going to be...
the reason why he's not at City anymore.
He's going to be given minutes here and there.
Yeah. It's exactly that. And this entire saga we've discussed, and this is what we're doing, this is where we're heading, is just going to continue. Unless if everyone starts really, sticking the attention on that this does need to shift and these guys need to be held accountable and these guys need to start acknowledging the situation. And again, like I say, stop with the PR. We're already seeing it tonight. Seeing it tonight. Like, it's no coincidence. After today's result, this is what we're getting now. One journalist comes out, Reece James is leaving in the summer. 30 minutes later, Ben Jacobs is out going, Chelsea will most likely not sell him for even 100 million plus. You best believe, and we all know, if Real Madrid came knocking on the door and we were in this mess next season, you best believe Reece James will be like, guys, I think I'm out. See you a lot later.
Oh no, Reece on the Instagrams is already tweeting under Madrid players, vamos, vamos, vamos after every win. He's already doing all of this kind of stuff. A man in the chat said Hazard and Oscar were starting in their 20s. Did you lot see what Eden Hazard was doing before he even came to Chelsea? It was blatant that this boy was going to be world class before he even joined us.
The anomaly. Yeah.
This is what I'm trying to say. There's an exception to every rule. Ian Robin was young when he joined us, but you could see off the bat this guy is going to be an elite player. Immediately with these guys, there's no give these type of players time. There's none of it. You put them in the team, they're going to be one of the star performers immediately.
We didn't just compare Hazard winning the league at Lille with some of these wingers, did we? Please, I hope not.
It's madness.
Be a criminal offense. I don't like criminals. The camel was dead long before today. Guni, no back. Says HBK.
Back's gone.
SK says Lamps as sporting director, please. Good also Sesk to Strasbourg. I want to see him develop. Then maybe eventually become a manager.
Good shout. I've always you see with Frank, yeah, after his first stint at Chelsea, when he came out and said the players that he wanted to sign himself, I said, this guy is in the wrong job. He needs to be a sporting director and Chelsea need to somehow convince him. The man was talking about Declan Rice for about 25 million. He was talking about Haaland for about 25, 30 million at that time. Talking about Jude Bellingham. He actually went to the board and he said, you guys need to spend 20 million on this kid. Otherwise, we're going to regret it. The guy has an eye for talent. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a talent for managing a team. So he should definitely be in terms of recruitment, he should definitely be looking into it 100%.
I agree. I agree. And just to acknowledge the Fabregas thing as well, in Como in Italy at the moment, he is working to get properly into management. And some are actually alluding that he has probably similar traits as to the same sort of path that Alonso took, you know? So will he have the capabilities to go down that route? Maybe.
But why does he? But this is the thing. Ask yourself this: why would Fabregas want to potentially destroy his managerial legacy or term
I'm not
before it
saying
even
come to
gets started?
Chelsea. No, don't come to Chelsea. Don't
No,
ruin
no,
yourself.
I mean, even at any stage, even if he does prove himself to be a good manager elsewhere and he does the madness, why does he want to come to this mess? Why would any manager want to come to this mess?
This is the amount of damage that's been done. This is why personally, just me, and it might be already too late if we're being honest. But I was saying this can't continue into a third season. Because if this goes into a third season, we're finished. Like we're finished. Some would argue we're already finished. And we're already alluding to the points as to why that could be the case. And I can't say that's not the case.
We could get deducted points next season. We don't even know how many points we could be deducted. Which next season, as we speak today, next season may already be finished.
Yeah, and then we'll be done. At that point, it's finished. It's over.
Now, of course, people will say, "Don't worry, we're going to make our sales." It's a Euros season. It's a Euros campaign. We're probably selling to Premier League clubs because Italian clubs don't have any money for Trevor Chalobah, as you found out the last 2 windows. So if Premier League clubs are smart, they just say, "Do you know what? Hold that. We'll speak on the 1st of July." I'm not gonna say that it's done and dusted until I see the money come through the door, right? Or whatever is the situation. I don't know because I'm not in the room. But whatever we need to make before whatever date, until that money is made, we don't know what's gonna happen. We're not fortune tellers. We can put up a list of players and put their figures alongside, but until somebody comes with the money and says, "I want him for that price," we don't know who's coming in for who. And may I remind you again, the Premier League didn't spend no money over January, so we don't even know the financial state of other clubs anyway. And FFP deducting points of Nottingham Forest and Everton and etc. So clubs might just behave themselves. So let's see. Let's really see. Because Saudi, they weren't flexing their muscles in January. So again, that market is unknown. We're just going to have to hope. I don't know. Again, I don't know the situation. I'm just saying, I'm not going to say it's all good in the hood until I see that it is. Because I'm not here to blow smoke up your ass and tell you, "Don't worry, everything's going to be all fine." I don't have a clue. Don't have a clue. Just have to hope. Just have to hope. No idea. Very scary. Midfield bypass, can't control games. Basketball today was a joke, man.
That's so true. And it happened with 10 men as well.
Up and down, bro.
Yeah.
Up and down, bro. My head was mad like this, bro. My head was on a swivel.
Burnley conceded, right? So they equalized. And then what did they do? They sat back, right? They went in the direction of, we're going to try and protect this draw. You could tell they're down to 10 men. They don't have a choice. We go ultra attacking. We get that second goal. What do Burnley do? They come out, they get the second goal, they equalize, and then they go, "Nah, we're not sitting back. We figured it out. If we sit back, we're more at risk of losing this game than if we come at you and actually take it to you, because we might actually win this game because we're actually better going forward than you are."
Yep.
And they nearly won the game. That's a testament to how much in the mud we are. They were with 10 and no manager. Mental.
I mean, I'm embarrassed, guys. I'm at a point where, like, I feel just like getting a vinyl record and just leaving it on repeat.
When Gary Neville called us the £1 billion bottle jobs, why did everybody take such offense?
Because it was Gary Neville that said it.
I didn't.
It was the mouth it came from. But we say I say this stuff every week. It just depends whose mouth it comes out of.
Yeah.
Yep.
Joke thing.
When you can't self-evaluate and put your ego away, then there is a massive problem. Clearlake and SDs are a disgrace and won't change. Appreciate the super chat, brother. It's a disgrace, bro. The entire ownership and the directors, it's a disgrace. Absolute disgrace.
Yeah.
But the reason why it all, and I say this with consistency. If this season goes wrong, which it is, it has to start with the ownership because they appointed the SD. they appointed the directors. And I don't know if it's an instruction, but it must be to purchase players under 25, because it's not like the directors are going to get the profit from the sale of the young players. They're getting a standard weekly wage every single week, every single month, every single year. So that it makes no difference to them how much profit we make on players. They don't get, now they might get a bonus, I don't know, cheeky, but they don't get that directly. So it has to be an instruction. But they've appointed directors that come from models that do just that.
Exactly.
And that's why they're experts in this. They might be able to show their expertise down the line when we're really fucked. Because their expertise definitely don't, they don't sit where we sit or where we used to sit. I'll say that now, where we used to be, because we're not there right now. Their expertise are different levels of expertise here.
They've set the model. They've set the strategy. They've put us in this direction. They've put out the rail tracks and they've put us on it. That's it. The rest, everyone else is executors. They're all just going to execute what they're told or what they've been brought in for. And you're right. The sporting directors are just an example of that. Much like Poch is an example of that. Much like Potter was before him. These guys are just there to execute the model. Till that changes, this is going to continue. So,
how about Pochettino implements an actual tactical plan? I don't know about you guys, but I don't feel like with what we have, he I don't know. There's something very wrong. There's something very off with what he wants to do and what they can do. First of all, just off the rip, this team is not durable enough for Poch football.
No.
You don't give, now Klopp is a million times better, but you don't give Klopp fragile players. They'll all break down and die with or away. If you're going to have this rock and roll back and forth, you need durable, strong players, physically fit players, box to box, energy players, wrong players for the wrong man, for sure. But also, from a charismatic standpoint, the way I listen to him speak, how defensive he is and how it just doesn't sound good in terms of injecting life and belief. Why are we coming out for second halves always shit? What's going on at half time? Every single time we come out in the second half, we're shit. Every time, to a T. It's almost become something I expect now. We don't come out in the second half with any sort of intensity, any sort of aggression to go and attack and to go and kill a game. We always come out on the back foot. Every time. It's crazy. Why is that?
It's true.
I honestly think an elite manager coming into Chelsea with the squad that we have now, I agree we wouldn't be 11th, but I still think we'd not getting top 4.
Yeah,
I just don't think, because there's only so much. It doesn't matter how elite you are. Your players have to be of a certain standard to be pushing at that level.
I agree.
But then people will look at the Aston Villa situation with Emery and see where he's taken them from where Gerrard started, and then they'll be like, look at that,
They've got a World Cup winning goalkeeper. They've got players that have got experience in Europe, Champions League football. Teams around them have gotten worse, like Chelsea, for example, that were usually in that top 4 fight. Manchester United, that would be there or thereabouts. You see what I mean?
And Emery's no mug.
And Emery has been there and done it at a high level, at least. He ain't won a Champions League, but he's done well in the Europa competitions and so on and so forth. In terms of his experience, it's not really that bad.
Yeah.
And he's definitely a better manager than Pochettino. I'll say that right now.
Deep hit, we're literally Burnley on steroids. Yeah. Especially because we use the same data as them as well.
Today was, I put this out earlier. Today was AI Scout FC 2 and 10 men managerless AI Scout FC 2.
It's mad, because this team almost needs the perfect manager when you look at them from a tactical, systematic standpoint, because a lot of them don't have the individual quality to get out of problems themselves. They need everything to be manufactured for them, right? So there's that, because there's limitations all over the place. Then there's the man management side, because they're growing up and they're developing. So they need to be, they need to be really guided in the right way, to not need motivation on snap, to not need this and that. They need to be put in the right They need to be molded into the mentality monsters that they have to become. But they have to be gentle enough to not, you know, piss them off to the, you know, new gen and whatnot. It's mad. You're looking for the perfect man here. And with where we operate in this table, it doesn't exist for us. It doesn't exist.
No, it doesn't. Because let's say we were to bring in, I don't know, whoever's Amarim or whoever. Let's even take it to the extreme measure of, you know, a Pep Guardiola or whatever. Are you now willing to gut this team out again? Because that's what's going to need to happen. And then go and get the players to help this manager. Because if you want any manager to be successful, you want them to start off on their best foot. Are we even capable of doing so with our financial situation?
This is where we have to ask the question.
I forgot a point. They have to be able to develop young players as well. Just to add that.
Yeah, but that's only. But this is the thing: is how do you maximize a young player's development when you don't have everything in front of you that you need? You need top quality players around these players, because it's not just coaches or managers that develop these players. It's the players also on the pitch that help these players that have been there, done it, and have that experience of doing it at the highest level.
Yep.
That's
the correct structure.
Exactly.
That's the correct structure to have.
Exactly.
And
because if that wasn't true, Younes, then why Modric would have been gone. Cruz would have been gone. These Donnies would have all been gone by now.
Yeah. We've honestly set us. Yeah.
Who do you, out of Kovacic, Kante, and Jorginho, who do you think we should have kept?
Kante. 1000% we should have kept N'Golo Kante.
See, my problem with Kante is that he can't teach what he does. He's a freak of nature. And he was injury stricken over here. He weren't playing no games. This medical team that we have, or whatever's going on back there, he ain't playing a single minute for this team.
And I'm going to say...
I'm more looking to Jorginho.
I was going to add him as well.
Leadership qualities, yeah. The leadership.
I was going to add him as well because
I was going to say all three. Can we keep all three?
because listen,
Hover didn't want to stay. So
Enzo Fernandez could have learned so much from Jorginho. Just from an IQ perspective, he could have learned so much from Jorginho.
Could have. And
Caicedo, what did this guy say before he came to Chelsea?
Yeah,
Kante is my hero. I want to emulate what this guy does. I would love to learn from him. And then what do we do when he gets to the club? Doesn't even meet him at Cobham. He's gone already. He's in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. and to be honest, you add cover to that, and that's just some balance, man. That's just some expertise that's there to get you out of a hole when you need it to happen. Like, they all provide a role that you know is going to benefit this midfield instantly. All of them. That's why I was like, yeah, if we could have all three, that would be great. But this is the thing. Everything was gutted out at once, straight away, and replaced with children, you know, from head to toe. That's where the whole damage was done. Now, can we rectify that? Yeah, maybe now we're in a financial situation where we can't. Maybe that's it. The damage is done.
people are asking us Sterling or Anthony. This is where we've got to now as a club.
Sterling all day long, man. All day long.
I'm
not having Sterling over Anthony. I mean, it's Anthony over Sterling. I'm not having that.
Artificial Intelligence FC. We are built by AI. On top of the Lukaku of that. Hold on a second. Oh, on top of that, Lukaku's mom has put black magic on us. Ibrahimovic was correct.
But again, we are AI. This is.
I've seen AI can make thumbnails now. Maybe we should give it a try, guys. Do you think we'll still get good traction?
Oh shit! Oh, God.
It's the new feature on StreamYard, Guni. You haven't seen it?
Oh, is there?
Yeah. I'm being deadly serious.
Oh my God!
The world is gone before it's finished. The world is gone, finished. Do you know we might be the first club to buy a robot and put him in a position on the pitch and say the robot.
Guarantee it.
I can see it from my. We are the first club to bring in a robot with leadership skills, of course, because robots have that. And then he's going to play at right back. And I'm telling you, he's going to be unbelievable.
Or we'll have like an AI robot in the boardroom. Like we'll get rid of one director and get in a robot.
Yeah. Guni,
Straight in
listen,
that
I'm going to
boardroom.
sign you out because I know you got to go, brother. We're going to wrap up soon. I'm just flying through these super chats. But Guni, let the people know where to find you, bro. Or not to find you. Maybe you just want to stay far away from this app. I don't know.
I don't want to make promises that I don't know if I can keep, because like I said, my schedule is mental now. So like in terms of the YouTube, unfortunately, it's had to take a bit of a back seat. But you'll catch me on Saeed's channel, obviously Johnny Minerals with Younes as well. Matisse on the emergency all you can eat. Hopefully we don't have to have too many more of these, but by the looks of it, they might become a frequent thing now with the way Chelsea are treating us. But I'll definitely be about. So just Man Knows Football's the channel. Also Twitter and Instagram as well. I'm a lot more active on the Twitter, giving my thoughts on there. So if you want to give me a follow on there, you're more than welcome. But before I go, Clown Lake out, Southgate out.
Southgate always gets
Rest up, people.
Big up, bro. In a bit. Big up. As Younes said, they are buying youngsters. They aren't changing. Will be better make them change with the protests. Yeah.
They'll know who they are messing with. Yeah.
Yeah. We've said this many times, bro. I mean, people are on Twitter tagging me in threads, and I'm seeing CFC PYS and CFC Con and CFC Daily. Let me just keep things at 100 buck, right? I'm going to do this, and because I've reached a point of I just need to keep things straight. Twitter is this size, right? In the grand scheme. Yeah. This size in the grand scheme. Now, no faceless accounts and no accounts that don't show face are going to start any protest. It's not going to happen. It doesn't matter how many followers you have, how many hundreds of thousands of followers you have. It's not going to happen. If you want to protest, you need the people that go to the games. It's as simple as that. They are the ones that are there every week. They're the ones that go to the bridge. And when the cameras go on, they shout. They get louder. They will happily show face because they are the ones. Unfortunately, the international fans can't get to the bridge to do that. There's no point tagging any faceless accounts on Twitter. Doesn't matter how many hundreds of followers. All they can do is retweet whatever is started. But they are not going to be able to galvanize any population to do anything. I'm going to tell you that for facts. I'm going to tell you that for free. I've run a protest with Younes before, right? And I'm going to keep it a buck. The faceless accounts, they don't show up. They don't show up, right? They might stand on the other side of the street, but when the Sky Sports cameras are on and we're having to do interviews and talk about shit, they are not there. So just understand how this shit works, right? You have to galvanize the people at the ground. And no Twitter account is going to do that. They can only retweet. They can only share. If you want action, you have to get those people to stand up. And I'm going to keep it a buck again. Me as a content creator cannot galvanize those people. They don't like content creators. I'm going to keep it a buck again. So the only people that can get those people moving is the CST. So you better sign up and you better start talking to them because they're the only ones that are going to be able to galvanize anybody is the CST, because that is the official Chelsea Supporters Trust that represent this fan base and can send letters and actually get responses. And they're the ones that are going to be heard in the pubs and in the local. If you think me, no. I have bad news for you. I already did this thing once, right? We did our very best. And I think we still did the right thing. I think a lot of people want to do revisionism and start playing up games. I'm not here for that. Yeah. But you see this one here? No. So just keep that a buck, people. When you start asking them questions, just understand how the thing works, bro. Because it's not, as Guni said earlier, Gary Neville was spot on. It's not about what he said, it's who said it. Same thing with this. It's not what was said, it's who said it. Who said it?
I agree. Look, I think online, the only thing that people can do is what people are currently doing. It's, whether you've got a certain amount of people that follow you on these platforms, on Twitter or wherever. You voice your opinion, and if enough people do that, it makes noise online. That's as far as it goes. That's the online space. Now, does that have an effect? Yes, for the online space. It has to be kept for the online space. For actual action on the ground, that's going to come from the match-going fans. It's always been that way, and it will always be that way. And like correctly said, the CST are going to not necessarily organize these sort of things, but they're going to have enough members and people that go to games that interact with each other to try and actually get something going. And the way that I see it and the way that I know it's heading, we're not far off. I would say that. It's not far. It's not far.
No.
So people waiting for things to happen and waiting for the guys at the games, it's brewing. It's brewing. So it'll happen organically.
No, listen, just to clarify, it doesn't matter if you go to games, right? If you want to wish to be anonymous, you cannot start a protest, because when the broadcasters want to speak to the person who started the protest, they're going to look for you, and you are not going to want to expose yourself, right? So that is just basics. It's just quick maths. If you wish to remain anonymous, you cannot start a protest. It's just simple. Very simple. Very, very simple maths, right? You have to be part of a bigger crowd, and that has to come from something. Someone has to start that. Someone has to lead that. And it won't be someone that wants to be anonymous. Simple as that. Let's go through the rest of these comments quickly. Last thing for Poch to do is lose to Tottenham at home with Timo scoring the winner. You're going further because we have Man United next, and Mason Mount scored today. So what if that happens again? But I see what you're cooking up. Not even a cup can save this guy. Sterling earning the most is mad, bro. Mason Mount could score on Thursday. You know, can you imagine?
If that happens.
Younes, if that happens, you're gonna lose your heads.
You best believe there'll be a protest there.
Because you know what, I don't know, but I think the Chelsea faithful they had a chant for Mount, like an actual chant, and it wasn't positive.
No, like when he went like in the way that he did, and what happened? No, it didn't go down well. Still hasn't gone down well. If he scores at the bridge, God forbid.
Yeah. So it's a tough one. It's a tough one. So yeah, that's to come next. As Younes said, they will be. Sorry, we read that one out already. Let me get rid of that. Much appreciated, brother. Appreciate your dedication spending the weekend in Palm Springs, CA, and today's match result left a bad stain. Sterling needs to go, needs to sell players to overpay for a proven striker next year. Scotty. That player still has to agree to come to us, and we still have to fight off competition and the wage bill as well. It's a lot. It's a lot. I can't see it personally. Well, when you say proven, it depends what you mean. But in terms of like world class or anything, that's a rough one. Go on.
Really quick, this is the thing. If you're going to go for that sort of talent or that quality, and you're in the mud, you need to overpay. You need to provide that salary. If not, you've not got anything else to offer.
Exactly.
So it's even more of a reason to push and get rid of this model. But like we said, we might be in a financial situation now. So
there's a lot going on. Even
too much damage.
Medically, we can't underestimate how we need to fix this shit medically. I don't know what's going on. I think I saw POS in the chat. He was calling all journalists to come out and actually do an investigation. A genuine investigation has to be done on the medical team. Has to be done. You want to write a story, you have to write one on that. What is going on with that medical? You have to. How can you have this many injuries and just ignore it and pretend like it's normal? I don't feel sorry for us anymore. I said this a few weeks ago. No. I am done feeling sorry for us on injuries. It's not unlucky. It's incompetence. I don't know what it is, because again, I'm not a medic. I'm not a doctor, but something is wrong. Something is wrong. For an institution this large, this amount of resources, to be effing up that much on injuries in terms of rehabilitation programs or whatever's going on, it is messy. There's something going on very wrong there. Has to be fixed. If that doesn't get fixed, you can bring in all the players you like. We just spent 60 million on Lavia. We've seen him for 15 minutes.
Yeah,
15 minutes.
To be precise, but
32 minutes. Like why even should I get excited about signings if when we bring them in, we're only going to see them for half an hour?
And this is the thing. Pochettino, when the quotes came out pre-game yesterday night, said he knows the reason, but he can't explain, and left it at that. Wow. Okay. Well, thanks for nothing. So we know the reason. There is a consensus that something is clearly the reason. We now know, but we can't be told, and we know he can't say. We know he can't say, because if he does, he's in big trouble. Big trouble.
What would you do if I told you that there's someone in backstage ready to come on? He's landing it.
Hey!
You really thought, okay, yeah, maybe next time. Can you imagine?
It was Johnny Minerals.
Yeah, because the chat.
Johnny Minerals.
Not now. Not now.
I just thought that I'll check in on you guys. How you all doing?
They have asked for you as well, bro. They have asked for you as well. To be fair.
I have that. I was just gonna say hello to you guys, and then I saw a few people saying get Miz on, but I just had to give some time to family. You know what? Yesterday was the first time. You guys, you've known me for a while, right? You've known me for a while, and I wake up in insane hours. I stay up in insane hours, and I love to do that for Chelsea Football Club. Yesterday was the first time I actually thought, I don't know if I want to do this watch along, like it's 2 a.m. I'm going to ruin my Sunday. It's going to be another grueling 4 or 5 hours. I'd rather get good sleep. I'm most likely going to see the pain when I wake up. At least this way, I'm well rested. Like I'm rested. Plus, it's Ramadan. I don't want to go through the entire next day upset, hungry, not spending enough time with family. So, I wake up and 2-2. Like even on the game that I expected that we're gonna win, we bottle it. So embarrassing, man. Embarrassing. What do you say? How you guys been, man? Talk to me.
Just so
What can we say?
we all predicted wins, right? Did we all predict wins?
Shambles.
We all predicted wins.
I said 3-0.
I said 3-0.
3-0.
3-0, 3-1, 3. Yeah, and look, we went 1-0 up, and I changed my prediction to 3-0. I was like, yeah, they're down to 10. They ain't scoring.
Can I just say in the chat, if you predicted a win, just type in yes. Be honest.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to come off like I'm a crackhead right now. Because I'm starting to question myself. Is there something wrong with me now? Like, should I have predicted a draw or a loss or something? Like, should I have
said wins?
Do you know what? I even went a step above. I said what I was saying in All You Can Eat Chelsea, the last episode, that in my video, in the preview, I said I want to be delusional because I hate going into the game feeling upset. Every time Chelsea score, I don't feel enjoyment anymore. We win, I don't feel enjoyment because it kind of looked like we probably should have lost. This is why I was like, let me be a little bit delusional for this preview.
Was the one game where you could just let it all go. Because it was Burnley at home. It just let it go. Like we'll focus on the problems again against Man United.
This is exactly the approach that I took. I thought, you know what? For 1 second, let me be that toxic positivity guy. Let me just be that. Let me be that stupid just once. Maybe that way I can feel some sort of, balance in my head. Maybe then I can feel like I can move on with my life. And I went even a step further. I said, you know what? I fully expect us to beat Burnley, getting a bit of a momentum. Man United coming to Stamford Bridge, we got a revenge to settle because they did us, they did us one at Old Trafford. Get that victory. Then we've got Sheffield United. Everyone's slapping Sheffield United. I went ahead. I went so far ahead in vision.
Yeah, win the league.
Yeah, I envisioned 9 out of 9 points. I was like, 9 out of 9. I can see ourselves being 7th, 6th or 7th. Europe, hopefully it's there. I fully expect the manager. I fully expect the players to learn from their mistakes because that's what grown people do, right? Yeah. You have experiences in life. You do shit. And you learn from it. You don't try and repeat that same stupidness over and over again. Because
children do.
Well,
we have many children.
That's right. Children do. But you know what? Big up to my son. At least he doesn't do that. When I give him one across the face, he wakes up to it. He wakes up to it. He doesn't do that. Do you know what I mean? My daughter, she's only 13 months old. So, she can do whatever she wants to do. But my son, he knows when I go, hey, whoa,
I've got a message. I've got a message just for you.
Oh, 4-finger message just for you, loading up. So this is what I mean. Like Poch coming out every press conference, whether it's post-match, pre-match, telling us this is the new Chelsea, telling us that, you know, data tells us that we should be fourth. All of this, let's say you're one of those youngsters, right? You're one of the youngsters at Chelsea right now. You're watching your gaffer. Let's say he's your dad, right? He's your dad. You're the kid. You're watching your dad speak on telly going, dad thinks it's all good, you know. Dad's telling everyone it's all great.
Yep.
It must be good. You're looking at your brothers going, it must be good though. It must be all fine. We must be doing good. As if you wouldn't feel like that.
We're counting on the mentality to come from Cole Palmer instead of the manager.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I loved it, how he came out. I want Cole Palmer to be aggressive like that every time now. I want him to come out and just randomly do a Lukaku interview, Cole Palmer. I fully endorse you to do it.
I don't want Lukaku to be sold this summer, miss. He's all I've got left. He'll be
I
exiled
hope
as
Cole
well.
Palmer comes out and talks about how he misses Man City. I swear, we will not be upset.
No, we won't. I'll be like, listen, mate, I get this one.
Yeah.
Would you like a hand with your packing bags? Like, do you need...
Absolutely. I hope he says, KDB, you did the right thing. Don't come here. Let me come back to you. I hope he does that. Do you know what I mean? So look, what can we this is what I want to say now. I know we're gonna wrap up soon. I gotta go as well because I gotta take my son to swimming. For me, you know, I was delusional for a week because I thought for mental health's sake, let's be that. But now it's clean. We're not beating Man United at Stamford Bridge. It's either going to be a draw or it's going to be a jammy winner for them right at the end, just the way we saw today, right? Maybe it's going to be a Mason Mount dagger. Who knows? Just to add, you know, salt to our wound. What do we do now for next season? I think that's the important conversation that we need to have because season 1 under the new ownership, done, gone, wasted, 12th. Season 2 is finished now. It's over. We're not going to get anything out of this. City in the FA Cup, we're not beating them, right? So what now? We've got financial fair play issue coming up before 30th of June that we need to take care of. We've got no Europe next season. We've got a plethora of kids that not all of them, I'd say 80% of them haven't developed. Probably 20% are somewhat developing. We have a manager that we don't believe in. We have a board that we don't believe in. We have owners that, as Younes have kept on reminding us, are doubling down. They really are. They're sending messages to the journalists out there and letting them know that stats tell us we should be winning games. Stats told us we should have won against Burnley. So it's a win. It's a W.
We heard this last season as well, by the way.
Yeah. So now this time, to all the fans out there, if you really think that something's last season, something changed because they buckled. The owners didn't know. This season, I'm telling you, they will not buckle. Even if Stamford Bridge puts on a protest, these owners will be, we're not buckling this time. We're sticking with Poch because these owners, I feel like they're at a stage where they can't have 2 seasons where the ego gets hurt. Last season, the ego got hurt. They got Graham Potter in for 5 years, 5-year contract, you know. They believed in this guy so much, they gave him a 5-year contract. You think they're going to do that again? And on top of that, who's going to come in? We talk about this summer, so many managers up for grabs. But none of them want to come to us, though. Xabi Alonso staying at Leverkusen. Ruben Amorim going to Liverpool. Mm-hmm. Roberto De Zerbi, a lot of you guys don't like.
Grizz is confirming that, like, he's going to Liverpool. So that's.
Bro, if Liverpool's knocking on Ruben Amorim's door, he's choosing Liverpool.
Exactly. He's not
choosing Chelsea. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Mourinho, you can rule out Mourinho's Conte, all those characters not happening.
A lot of people don't.
Mourinho ruled himself out. Yeah, he ruled himself out.
Mourinho said to Fabrizio, "Let's do an interview. Let me rule myself out."
Yeah, facts.
So Mourinho ruled himself out. Roberto De Zerbi, a lot of you guys don't like. Xavi, a lot of people disrespect. So we're stuck with Poch. Poch will be here next season. There is no other people. And if it's not Poch, it will be another. What
about Gareth Southgate?
Beautiful. He's a yes man. He'll fit in like a glove. He will be lovely.
Yo, Younes, Guni, before Guni left, he said Southgate out. Can you imagine if Southgate was the manager?
Mate,
I think Guni would actually fly over. I think Guni
He
would fly.
said, he said, Clown Lake out, Southgate out. If Clown Lake appoint Southgate, bro,
Can you imagine the two,
it's the end. It's the end.
Yo, I
the
think
two
Guni will
poison
fly.
coming together?
Light it up in flames. Just light it all up in flames.
Can
We'll
I
call
put
it a
this
day.
on record? If Southgate was appointed, I'd be Southgate out from day one. That's the first video I'm making. Southgate out.
This is what I'm saying. Next season, if it is Pochettino, which I think it is going to be, I hope these directors actually get his players. Now, if that means some of the players that we like so much needs to leave, so be it. Because I rather have our Chelsea back. I rather have this manager actually play the way he wants to play.
But bro, they won't.
If
even
I'm
be able
stuck
to
with
keep
this
Gallagher.
guy,
They won't even be able to keep Gallagher, who he loves.
oh well, he's gonna have to go. I'm sorry, but I'm sure there's plenty of Gallaghers out there. I'm sure, but a Gallagher is not a one in a lifetime, player. Go to some league in. I'm pretty sure wherever in Europe you'll find another Gallagher. Gallagher's not a unique player, but you need to get pace, power. Look at the way we play football. We've seen it so long. Every single week, it's a basketball game. Every single week, it's a basketball game with Chelsea Football Club. We never control games, and it's not because we don't have the players to control games. It's a directive from the manager. The manager don't want to control games. The manager post-match comes out and keeps saying, we don't work hard enough off the ball. We allowed the opposition to run. All he ever talks about is run and work rate, run and work rate, run and work rate. He's never talking about tactics other than that.
Yeah, facts.
He's
Time for
only
us
talking about
time for us to
running.
understand he doesn't want to control games.
He doesn't want to, Matisse. This is what I've been saying the longest of time. He don't
Yeah.
want to play possessional-based football. He doesn't care about that. He'd rather it be a back and forth because that opens the game up.
Yeah, facts.
So this is what I'm saying. If this is what he wants to do, and this is the manager you want to keep, get him the players then. Get
But we're not
him
gonna do
your...
that.
No, because we recruit
We're not gonna
separately
do
to the
that.
manager. We recruit separately to the manager.
This is the data runs the
Doesn't
show.
make sense.
So
The
does
data.
the data
The
say
data.
so?
the data.
And then
The
the
de-
manager is someone that needs to accept the data. That's
The
it.
de-
Which so
the-
far he has.
Yeah.
But
The,
Younes, just to counter that though, if the manager is playing a brand of football, surely the data on that brand of football will say there is a shortage in this area. There's a shortage in this area. There's a shortage in energy. There's a shortage in intensity. Like, surely then he can translate that information to the directors and go, look at what the data is saying based on how I want to play. There's flaws everywhere.
No, because what will more than likely happen is the data will say this player fits the bill. Then we get that player and he turns out as something else. What a surprise. The data has failed.
Oh, you're saying the data is going to get wrong players.
Because the data can't read. So especially, look, we have to be honest, especially in his brand of football, where we're now talking about things on a more human level, right?
Yeah.
It's not so technical. On a very, very technical aspects, you can look to an extent towards data to try and find those sort of metrics. But if you're looking for like work rate,
intangibles.
how are you measuring it? How are you measuring this? It's
Isn't there any spreadsheet on work rate?
Personality.
Exactly.
We don't even do data. We don't even do data on whether the players are durable for a start.
Oh,
how are you gonna have fragile players playing at this type of football? It doesn't make any sense. It's not gonna work, right? So
So you're saying there's a flaw in data. The data is not
bulletproof.
Sometimes the computer crashes. Your computer ever crashed before?
Right, it's about to crash now.
Blue screen and you're done.
The computer's crashing. That's what it is.
Guys, we're gonna have to use our eyes now. The computers have gone down.
Oh no! What I was
how do we do this
all the time? We have to watch matches.
We have to, coach. But this is the strategy. This is the model. This is the model we're in now. This is what we're doing.
Do you know what? Even worse, these owners at least effing have the audacity to come out and address the fans now. At least have the audacity. At least, look, if I don't know about you guys.
Can I just say, they're still posting Palmer's penalty.
They are they're doubling down.
No, it's disgusting.
They've done it again.
I saw Thabz quote tweet Chelsea admins tweet. Goes, look at the state of this football club. Doing Cole Palmer props when they drew against Burnley.
No, because they put up a picture of Cole Palmer. Everyone saw it at the not too long after the game ended, right?
Yeah.
15 minutes ago, they put up the video of him scoring the penalty.
Yeah.
What is the admin acting like we won this game, or is a draw like something to celebrate
Now
against
this
the 19th?
this is where it is. We've hit 40 points, which means we're safe. We're not going to get relegated, right?
To celebrate.
So that, yes, of course,
Yes.
we must.
We must.
Did you not
season
celebrate
of-
after? Did you, Younes? Did you not celebrate? I had a great sing song at the start of my review. Did you guys not celebrate? I had a blue is the color song. No, yeah.
Younes is baffled.
You're not celebrating safety. You absolute spoiled Chelsea fan, Younes. Spoiled.
Younes, you're lucky
spoiled.
we're in the Premier League next season, bro.
You're lucky we're in the Premier League next season. Do you know how many clubs aren't in the Premier League? All the teams in La Liga, all the teams in Serie A, all the teams in Serie B, all the teams in Eredivisie, all the teams in the Championship, all the teams in League On, in League One, in League Two, in League Two, in Conference. You know how many clubs are not in the Premier League? And you Chelsea fan, you don't have any. Yeah, you're fake.
Bro.
Yeah,
Younes.
I acknowledge that. It's true. I should be more humble. Being in the Premier League is a privilege,
Yes.
and
More
We,
than you can believe.
we should enjoy our time that we have here
Yes.
before we go down. If we go down,
now you're talking like Poch, Younes.
Back
Now
in
you're
my
talking
day-
like Poch.
And,
Enjoy
uh,
My
your
day,
time
we were in
here, no
Division 2,
pressure.
mate. Yeah, back in my day, we were in Division 2. Yeah, so you better get your shit straight.
Hey, do you know what else? The data says that we should be top 4.
Fair.
Mm.
Fair.
Do you know what? You know what would be funny? It would be a mad banter if the Premier League official site, the Twitter page, actually put out based on data Chelsea 4. If they put out a tweet like that, that'd be mad funny, bro. Oh my god!
It's
Based
like the
on
Man
data.
United. The Man United admin today, after Mount scored that goal in the 96th minute, said, "Actually, you know what? I've got to get this word for word. I have to get
Bro,
this word. for word.
honestly, as soon as I saw Mount score that, like, I was actually watching the Barcelona game. On the side, I knew Man United was going to get a jammy winner right at the end, right? Mount scored, and I was like, the day just got even worse.
96 minutes as well. Like, you think it's the end. Thankfully, Brentford equalized, right?
Yeah.
But the United admin came out and said the
Thank you,
coldest
Chelsea.
man in West London, because they played. Brentford.
Oh, what a bad man! What a bad man!
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
wow. Oh,
Shiver,
wow.
shiver me fucking timbers.
Oh, wow.
Cold. It's definitely cold. That's for sure. It's not. It's mad.
It's gonna be a beautiful game between Chelsea versus Man United. I can't wait to see this classic.
Beautiful.
Oof, this Clasico, El Clasico, bro. Wow. Oh man, and do you know what? We can't even win that game. Like it's meant to be one of the most rubbish game in terms of quality, and we can't even win that.
No.
Yeah.
That's the saddest part.
NPE says unproven squad, no Europe, angry fan base, FFP issues. Why would a top manager choose us over other clubs? I don't rate Poch, but who are the alternatives? We don't have any. We are finished. We are finished.
The only manager that would choose us is you have to be mentally very, very unstable. You would have to be very disturbed in your head.
Okay, which manager is out there that's mentally unstable then? Can we find one?
Maybe Antonio Conte. Do you know what I mean?
We can't have a mentally unstable coach because when they do press conferences, they need to remember the lines and the scripts that the ownership gave them.
They're not
Yeah,
yes
of
people.
course.
Mentally,
They
you
are.
cannot be mentally unstable and be a yes man. It don't work
It's not
that
possible.
way.
No. When
Mentally unstable with medication.
yes,
to
when
deliver
the
PR.
data comes through, you need to be able to
Regurgitate that.
Reiterate. Yes, you need to be able to.
Okay,
regurgitate that.
basically, we need an MK Ultra manager then. We need to like completely program somebody. Can we program a
It would be
manager?
mad, like if a Gattuso. Imagine Gattuso.
Oh, for
Get
fuck's
it.
sake! Can you
You
imagine?
know, he'd kill them. Like there'd
Oh
be
my
murders
God.
at the bridge. Like
Let's go to
homicide.
the sporting directors. They're not there. They have not been here for like the past 3 days.
check the forest.
Oh, brother. Would you take Lukaku back? Why and why not? I'm not gonna lie, we don't have enough time left on the show to get into this, but we have already spoken about this earlier on in the show anyway. Everybody here, yes, no, quickly, no's, yeses.
Let me check
It's-
real
it's-
quick.
It's a no, bro. It's a
No.
no. He don't want us. We don't want him. It's finished, bro. Let's not start this again. Look,
Thank you.
yeah, I don't want to start this. Yeah.
I've said this many times, and I don't know how many more times I have to say it. The day that we want a player that doesn't want to play here, the standards are in hell. So that's all I have to say on that.
I'd rather stick Todd Bowley up front.
How is the mini Real Madrid midfield going? AK, fuck you. Get out of here.
Damn,
Shut up,
bro.
I'm not in the mood for your shit today. Protest, that's a bit extreme. Our situation ain't that dire, people. All we need is a new manager and we'll cook. The board
This guy,
gotta
bro.
get the manager appointment right this time.
Robert, who's the new manager? Can you tell us?
Robert,
You
you're a
seem to
troll.
know all the answer. You seem to know all the answer. You seem to disturb Matisse a lot in in Big Six. Don't think
Big
we
Six.
don't see.
Ah,
So
he's a troll.
why
He's a troll.
don't
He's
you
a troll.
actually give us a name,
He's a troll.
a realistic
He's a troll.
one, Robert? You
He's
run
not
your
a troll,
mouth
he's
a
a real
lot, bro.
person. I've met Robert before.
Yeah, bro, I saw that.
He came on a
episode.
stream. Robert's very, very positive about the situation, apart from the manager. Which, as I said to Robert previously, I hope it's as easy as you made it sound. I hope it's just a manager goes and I hope the manager just leaves, and then the new manager comes in, and we keep signing under 25s, and everything's fine. I really hope that, because it would make my life a lot easier. If Poch was the only issue, and it was just me that wanted him, and yeah, we could just put that in the past, and next season we're in the top 4, whatever, top 5, great, love it. Let's do it. Hopefully.
And let me tell you something about the new manager. You see how Liverpool, like the new manager search needs to be. You can't just let Poch finish now and then come at the end of the season when Euros are starting. You can't just expect, oh, he's gone. We just now start looking at the new manager. And you've seen how our sporting directors move. The number of interviews. Interview 1, interview 2, interview 3, interview with your parents and everyone. Look, it takes... You need to, if you want to change manager, you need to change, like you need to start looking now. You can't wait for that in the summer. You need to have something penciled down already.
Southgate it is.
Just play the emotional card of Mourinho. We're not getting any manager who's in favor right now. Mourinho's already rejected us, so he will not join Chelsea. Let me tell you something. Mourinho will not join Chelsea in this condition. It doesn't matter. Mourinho loves us, but he's also not stupid. He doesn't join us in these conditions, in these circumstances. He's just not going to do it. He's not going to part with this. Not a chance.
By the way,
this man has a career to continue. He's not interested in that rubbish.
This Southgate thing, are you guys just like joking, or was there?
I'm just
news out
joking.
there?
I am joking
Okay.
because
Yeah.
we're not.
No,
we're not, no,
I'm joking, but I gotta be honest. I wouldn't be shocked if he has to leave England after the Euros and linked. I wouldn't be shocked. Because technically, does he bring a CV? He can say he took England to a final and a semi-final. They'll probably hype that up. And then he's a yes man. And
Yeah. Wow, that actually scares me now, man.
I wouldn't be surprised, but
Enjoy the decline. Chelsea Bozo status. Can you imagine if he actually arrived? Appreciate the super chat, Blue Boy TV.
Oh, you can't watch Chelsea again. Like that would kill me, bro. Like, how can I watch Chelsea, bro?
Look at all the talent he has for England, and look how shit they played in the 2 international games.
mate,
gone by.
nah.
We don't
Nah,
even have
it's
that.
South-
We don't even have that quality. We don't have Bellingham and Foden and Kane and Saka and please, Rice.
Bro,
and
didn't Southgate used to manage Middlesbrough a long time ago?
yeah, he was a player manager
Yeah.
at Middlesbrough. Yeah.
That's the level. Oh, by the way, well, that's us now as well.
That was a long time ago. This brother hasn't managed in club football for what, 20 years?
donkeys years.
Stuart Downing days, right? Stuart Downing for
15 years.
Middlesbrough.
Yeah, 15 years.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
If Poch was sacked, would the next manager be handicapped with their transfer budget? If yes, potential candidates could be 100% discouraged. I'd be discouraged if you told me I was walking into FFP issues. 100%. Why would I sign up for that?
Yo, Matisse, I gotta go. All right, I'll catch you guys
brother.
later. All right, see
Big
you
up,
guys.
brother.
Nice one, Miz. Have a good one, bro.
Can we afford a new manager? There are release clauses to pay. Exactly, Dominic. There are release clauses to pay. Even Xabi Alonso has a release clause actually as well in 2025. Right, we're gonna get through the last few and then we're gonna wrap up. Lucy Goosey says because Saeed has an emergency stream at 12, so I don't want to override that.
Oh, nice.
Loads of
Mud Dogs
emergencies,
reunited.
yeah, loads of sirens. You know what I mean?
Nice. The North and South are in turmoil tonight. Fantastic.
Last thing for Poch to do is lose to Tottenham. Yeah, sorry, read that one out. Much appreciated, Lucy Goosey. J5 IQ as a 6, Caicedo and Enzo as the legs in 8s. I wouldn't say Enzo as the legs to do Pochettino's back and forth but football. I'm not going to lie. It's not Enzo's style.
Agree.
Yeah, not his style. Let's stay measured. Burn has burnt us a lot before, says Matisse. Unless you mean Dan Burn. Not sure which burn you mean.
Yeah, I was wondering that as well.
Chelsea medical team versus Newcastle medical team. Insert Rock versus Cena meme. Wow, that's crazy.
Once in a lifetime.
Oh dear.
WrestleMania, man. Yeah, get them at it.
How much more can we fucking tolerate? These owners are selfish mercenaries, worse than the Glazers. From the kings of clean sheets to the kings of conceding. What a rhyme! What a bar! Bars on bars, bro.
That is a
wow.
bar.
You are such a talent, aren't you? Might have to sign you. How old are you? Duncan is tier 1 and he's saying a lot, Reese. Yeah, I mean, it's conflicting, contrasting reports, Reese James.
Is he tier 1?
I don't think he is, personally.
I never thought he was.
Yeah, I disagree. But Ben Jacobs has kind of denied it. Listen, I don't give a shit today. I can't lie. I'm not interested. Don't care. Not interested. If Reece James goes to Real Madrid, I'll deal with that in a few months. Couldn't give a toss today. Absolutely fuming. Younes, I appreciate you, brother. You spent a lot of time on this emergency stream. I know you did a stream previously and your own review as well. What's coming up tomorrow for you, man? Are you just gonna because me, I'm just gonna put my heart and soul into Super Sunday and just forget all this shit ever happened. Moving on.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to do that as well. Because Man City Arsenal is a big game, and for the title, and the standard of football will be higher, so that will be nice. But
yes,
there's that. I am going to keep an eye on what's going on in Strasbourg as well. Tomorrow is their protest.
Oh, yes, of course.
And it's organized and it's proper and it's before the game and during, and it's going to be mad. So the footage is going to be all over. I'm sure we'll see exactly what's going on over there. So no, I'll give regular sort of update on what's happening and the news and all of that. But I am going to keep focus on City Arsenal as well. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, good luck to Strasbourg and good luck to City and Arsenal tomorrow. Whoever comes away with that is probably going to go on to win the league. So or at least challenge for it all the way. So we'll see what happens. But I need Man City to do us a favour and stop Arsenal before it gets crazy up in there.
Yeah, facts. Because that will put me on another level of insanity that people don't really want to see. So, and it's my birthday tomorrow, so I really don't need that. Really don't need that. Yeah, Chelsea have kind of ruined it. Yeah, I mean, Chelsea have kind of in 5 minutes it will be my birthday. I mean, Chelsea have kind of ruined it, but maybe Man City can make it a bit better.
Technically, it's a new day, so
it is a new day. Exactly, a new dawn, a new day, new life for me.
Chelsea free.
Chelsea free. Because I remember you saying on your channel you don't want to just talk about Chelsea every single day because it will kill you, and I agree. So I'm gonna put it to rest until Monday.
The thing is, it was already an idea for to start incorporating other content, but now more than ever, because this can't continue. But Chelsea are in the mud. We're finished. We are. How long is this going to go on for? So we're going to have to start talking about other football if we're going to stay sane. Because if not, we're going to lose our minds. It's
mad.
Other content is definitely there.
Yeah. Well, guys, listen, make sure you go and check out Younes, man. Minimum 1 upload, sometimes double uploads as well. Smashing it at the moment. And yeah, subscribe. Link is in the description as always.
Likewise to you as well, bro. You're making moves, and I'm seeing the upgrades on this channel is nuts.
Yes, the podcast is podding, bro. We're gonna have you on. Do you know what I mean? We're gonna have you over as well.
Definitely organize that. Yeah.
Looking forward to that. I know George is skipping around London somewhere. I've got him booked in for the week coming up, guys. So George will be on next, I think, probably because Man United is coming up soon. So George Benson will be on next. A lot to talk about the Bali move and the old channel and Chelsea and loads of stuff to talk about. So very much looking forward to that. Thank you everyone for the birthday wishes as well. I will try to enjoy it as much as I can. In the 3 minutes time, I'm going to just Men in Black and just forget everything happened. So yeah, until next time. Big up your damn selves, and I guess the next time you'll see us will be after United, and we'll see what mood we're in. Probably not a good one. In a bit, people. Peace.